Spencer Nelson is one of the Aggies' greatest basketball players ever. 10 years ago, he was named to the school's all-century team, and he was still in college. In Aggie career statistics, he is in the top 20 in 6 categories, including 8th all-time in rebounding and 19th in scoring. Nationally, he was the Mid-Majors Player of the Year. He was 3 times Academic All-Conference and 3 times the league's Hustle Player of the Year. He played professional basketball for 10 years in Europe.
I remember as a freshman coming in, being really excited, not really have any idea of what was going on, hitting the wall in about February and having a really tough time finishing the season out. Just the grind, big adjustment from high school. And Randy Ray, Don Verlin, those guys were really instrumental in helping me get through the rest of that season. And then, yeah, off on a mission. When I came back from my mission, it was an interesting experience. I came back in June, and I worked as hard as I could that summer to be ready to play. We started the preseason, and I was good enough to play, but I didn't feel like I was where I wanted to be. And so I wanted to redshirt, and I talked to the assistant coaches. And Halloween, October 31st, Coach Morrill came up to me before practice and said, "Hey Spence, we need to meet after practice. There's some misconceptions on why people redshirt." And I knew he was going to tell me that I couldn't redshirt. They saw me as a piece of the puzzle. I wasn't going to be a star or anything, but I was probably going to play 10 to 15 minutes a night and be an important bench player, and they wanted me to fill that role. But one of the greatest blessings of my life happened 15 minutes before practice ended, was when I drove the lane and I tore my ACL. And took the decision right out of Coach Morrill's hand and out of my hand, and I had to redshirt. And that, I do not think I would be here today. I do not think I would have had a 10-year professional basketball career or the career at Utah State if I would not have redshirted that year. My role on that team, I would have finished a year earlier. There's so many pieces to the puzzle on a basketball level and a personal level, with meeting my wife my final year here and things, that that was one of the most important steps in my basketball career, was to tear my ACL. Coach Morrill did a great job of teaching me the game and how to play within a system. And especially Coach's style of play fits so well with Europe that when I would go over there, it wasn't an adjustment to the system, it wasn't an adjustment to the style of play, because I had already been really well coached by Coach Morrill. When I look at the individual numbers or accomplishments, I really just think it's a product of the system. Obviously, I had to work hard. I had to come into the gym. I remember Duryea giving me his keys so I could come shoot at the Spectrum at night, and then I'd take him and leave him in his mailbox so he could get them the next morning. But as far as the individual numbers, I really do credit the system. I tell people all the time when their kids are thinking about where to go to school to go play basketball, and I would say Coach Morrill's system is going to get you 8 to 10 points a night without even blinking, just because it's that good of a system. And then when you play with great point guards like Mark Brown, Calvin Brown, David Pack, those guys, they set you up so well. When you play with other great big men like Nate Harris and Cass Mateus, and those guys, they take attention away from you. So it's a combination of everything. Those numbers, yeah, I was able to put the ball through the hoop. And I know it's very cliche, but I really do credit the system, the coaches, and my great teammates for the success I had. Coach Morrill's had a ginormous impact on so many young men. I mean, he's the best coach I've ever played for, and I've played for a number of really good coaches. But in my mind, if he's the best coach I've played for, then I'm sure he's the best coach that any of those guys played for. And on the court, off the court, he taught us a lot about basketball, about work ethic, about responsibility, about being a good person. I loved the responsibility that he would put on us in the concept of, these people paid to see a good product, give them everything you got. You don't have to win, but give them 100%. And I always felt a responsibility, and still do feel a responsibility when I go out and play, to give 100%, because people are paying their hard-earned money to come and watch me. And I need to set that example, and Coach Morrill instilled that in me.